Hello, everyone. My great pleasure to speak in this event, as always. And today we'll be talking about something that is quite interesting. We'll be talking about impact of the US election to the market. This is one of the events that affects the market, and we're going to elaborate a bit more on this. Although I have to say from the beginning that politics as a phenomenon or as a factor that moves the market is not something that provides long-lasting or fundamental change of the market. It does create high volatility. It does create certain and sudden moves, but not for a longer period of time. So US election as something that is crucial at this moment because this is the biggest country in the world, the biggest economy, and a lot of stories and controversies follow this event now. We'll go through this a bit during my presentation. It's something that is significant and something that will definitely have strong impact on the market, although I expect, and many share this opinion, this is going to be short-lasting. Why? Because markets nowadays have a lot of factors, key factors that move them. We have the geopolitical instability and the threats of escalation, threats of third world war, economical crisis. Some economies are going close to the recession. Some of them are descending, talking about large economies, not the small ones. So we have a lot of things that are affecting markets and much faster and longer lasting than the politics. Americans, of course, always believe and think that whatever happens in America is the top thing. In a way, it is, because America was influencing most of the movements, economical, political, whatever, globally. So now we have an election in November, which many say that is the top event of the decade. Donald Trump, one of the candidates, said a few days ago, if I don't win, this election might be the last in the American history. So if Democrats win, we are going to a total disaster. His words. So this adds to the significance of this event. And we know how the situation is. If we just follow briefly in the media what they keep saying, Donald Trump especially, Kamala Harris is more quiet and more decent in her comments than him, while he's really bombastic in many things. But this is his style. This is how he gets his voters, and he's very good so far in all this. So the situation in the United States, political situation, what we see highly polarized people. And many people, many political observers say that it might cause some deeper problems and stronger confrontation between the people themselves. Because you know how the politics, usually it's called fun or entertainment for poor people. So once you influence them with the politics, they go just crazy about this. It doesn't bring them anything. They don't benefit, but they just follow. And this is what it says, that it may cause some deeper problems. So we are looking for on the result, what will happen and how the markets will be affected. But we have to see also what do they offer, what is their pre-election plan and their promises. So let's go quickly through the key players. Joe Biden is still president of the United States, but he is no more candidate. He was candidate at the beginning. You know that a lot of controversial stories followed his political career lately. He was accused for some economic problems of his son and some illegal businesses, whatever. But his major problem was his health condition. Many accused him that he is not capable physically to stand this. And eventually, the first debate that they had between him and Trump showed that he's really not capable, that the nature did its job, and he's losing things in a way. So they removed him. So he's out of the game. But the story that followed this said that he appointed Kamala Harris his vice president, as an act of revenge to his party, who he believed that they betrayed him by removing him from the presidential race. So his major opponent is Donald Trump, the most controversial political figure, I would say, in the history of the United States. He was a businessman, he's a politician, he was in the reality shows, he was involved everywhere. If you see his appearance when he talks, he's really highly charismatic. He's able to engage many people, to attract them to join him. So in a way, he's a proper person, how the politician should be, apart from his political ideas, which some love and support, some say they are not good. So he is the major candidate, and after an attempt of assassination last month or 2 months ago, his chances to become president were sharply up. When I saw the first time picture with him with the raised hand and the blood on his face, I said 70% now he got more chances to become president. Although through the media they managed to ease these gains a bit via other things because media are used for these things. Our next candidate is Kamala Harris, Vice President of America, first black woman in the American history at such a high position, politician in a way that she is doing political, she is in the political position, but she is far behind Joe Biden, who is professional politician, for whom Russian President Putin said, we would love Biden to win the election because he's an old-style politician and he's quite predictable. Donald Trump is also shark in this business. She's the weakest from the group of three, but she has very strong group named the Democratic Party behind her, so they cover up whatever she's missing. Briefly, she was the attorney of the city of San Francisco and California, and now she's vice president and candidate for president of the United States. What will happen in the markets? Generally, expectations are that the markets will have reaction and they will be highly volatile in the days prior to election and days after. How long it's going to last, again, depends on the strength of these results of the election, but it's not expected to make some very significant reaction in the market because there are other things that usually currently drive the market. And what we expect, I expect that many economists and market observers say that impact from the result of US election will be sort of strong but temporary and not very long lasting. So what do we have? US dollar. Now, US dollar has a number of drivers, and if you follow a bit the market, US dollar was down after the United States Central Bank, Federal Reserve, started to lower interest rates. So dollar was not that attractive. Then the situation in the Middle East, threats of escalation, and other things that caused higher increased demand for safe haven, lifted dollar again. So there are things contradicting each other, but they are moving the dollar. Donald Trump said he wants weaker dollar as a businessman, he wants to attract investments in the United States because he has his famous motto, what he says, make America great again. So he's business oriented. He is not into politics. He presented himself as a sort of peacemaker because he kept saying, I will stop the war in Ukraine if I become president in one day. And he repeated 1 million times. Recently, he said that he got information from secret services that Iran is behind the assassination attempt on him. And the latest comment 2-3 days ago I read, he said, if I'm in power, I would smash Iran. So from peacemaker, he moved now to hoax. Kamala Harris, not to mention that she was, her stand was hawkish all the time, and basically they are war-oriented. So when they start talking about supporting Ukraine and expecting the Russians to attack 2029 and things like this, meaning that the war is the only option, there is nothing else. In addition, we have the now growing tensions in the Middle East between Israel and the Palestinians, then between Israel and Iran. So things are hopefully not running out of control, but huge impact on the market. So we put on the two sides, will the political decision in the United States will move the market stronger than the war? I would say no, because the war is some specific dimension and specific impact to the market, especially the size of the war that we are facing now. It could be just disastrous. Hopefully not. It will not happen. So Donald Trump is promising some radical changes in the U.S. policies, according what he was saying. He was going to stop the war, and he wants the dollar to be lower, and fiscal and tax policies, they were promising various things, but when they come to power, we will know exactly what they wanted to do with the fiscal policy. So one of the speakers recently, maybe an hour or hour and a half ago, was saying, do you know where the market is going? No, we don't know. We cannot predict because there are so many things approximately there. So what we can do as a trader, I will wait to see what will be the reaction of the market, how the sentiment at given moment will be, and then I will enter the market. Now, to promise you dollar will go up if Trump wins, or dollar will go down if Trump wins, or Kamala Harris wins, it will go up, it will be a bit irresponsible from me. It might go, but there are plenty of factors that are influencing the market. So we should expect high volatility, but not that much to move significantly the market. Next thing, stock market. Again, we have, let's say, Democrats are war supportive. So what we should expect, the industry that works in the defense, producing arms, this is the core business for the United States nowadays. They are selling arms everywhere. So these stocks should go higher. The others, we have to see what the parties are promising, what is their policy, and based on this, we can see what will be the impact on tax policies. It's a bit unclear to me because they say we will increase, actually exactly opposite. One will increase for the businesses, the other one increase for individuals. So let's see what they will do. Spending priorities, again, we have defense as a top priority. Energy is other story again, and again we have a lot of conflicting things. For example, Democrats are supporting green agenda, and during Biden's term, the green stocks were down, generally down, but crude oil industry was up, and vice versa during Trump. The green energy stocks, green energy industry was growing, and the crude oil was down. So conflicting things. Social Security and healthcare, they didn't talk much about this. Immigration policy is important because Trump is all the time after this. So let's see if he wins, what he will do. In his last term, he tried to build a wall between US and Mexico, and it didn't finish it because he didn't get into the second term. Definitely he will be into this. More significant is relationship with China. They are both aggressive with China. Trump more than Harris, at least verbally more. But that will be one of the key things, I think, as they are about to introduce much more taxes on Chinese goods imported to the United States. So this is going to be increased tensions, and we can expect some stronger impact from the China, and geopolitical position, of course, as one of the key drivers. Many people say geopolitical is not. It is. It is the key thing nowadays. If you see relationship between all these things, if you just put them on the paper, you will see that the geopolitics are involved in any kind, in any part of the market movements and the way how it functions. It's all the time something. Either it's as a political or fears that it will escalate, or fears that will cut energy supplies, or fears that will become nuclear war. So you have plenty of things. So focus on China and geopolitical situation, tax policies, yes, and spending priorities, of course. So these will be the things, and gold, my favorite. Last year in my comments, I said the gold is going to $3,000. Many say now it's going to be around 2.5 by the end of 2024. It's not going to be, it's already well above. So gold is very likely, if the situation geopolitical stays like this, it's going to go much higher. Because gold is nowadays supported by safe haven buying, supported by physical buying by a number of governments, especially BRICS and these groups. They are thinking of their planning to introduce their own currency, which will be backed by gold. So increased buying by those who are using gold. So we have this as a key thing. And eventually, cryptos supported by both. This is a universe, new one, that everyone likes, everyone supports, everyone finds something good in this. We have a high demand from the investors, individuals, from the governments, from the big investors. So cryptos have bright future, I would say, although I still believe that this is not real, that is sort of scam. That's the way I see it, but cryptos are likely going to benefit in any case, whoever is in power in the United States, particularly Trump, that he is very supportive for cryptos, and he was announcing that he will introduce his own cryptocurrency. So very well supported from both sides, and important that it may reach 100,000 in 2025. I read many times these comments. I never wrote about this myself. Perhaps I should consider this. Whatever happens in the politics, it will eventually fade and end quite quickly. We will come to the major drivers of the market. So we have the economic performance of the economy. US economy is currently growing around 3% per year. Inflation is around 2.5%. Monetary policy is easing now. We had the first cut and immediately 50 basis points. The labor sector, the latest data show that this cooling in a way. So we have to see how these things will be performing. This will be the key influence of the market because the US is the largest economy. For economy, many say that the economy is stable, it's resilient, is doing well. Some others say that the economy is at the edge of the inflation. We can believe both of them, but we have to believe the official data. Now, how accurate they are they really showing what is going on? The near future time will show us whether the US economy is at the brink of recession or they are doing well and improving. I believe that they are so far away from the recession, but there are threats that it may go. Inflation, I think they brought it under control from 9.1%, I think that was the highest. They brought it to 2.5%, and they are close to the central bank's target, so it means that they are doing well. Will it be sustained or the economy will get unleashed again? This is other question. And of course, monetary policy, how the Fed will react. I was writing comments recently about this, and we will see what the Fed officials will say. They are talking one day hot, one day cold, so you cannot really figure out either they are going to cut the rates again or not. Okay, this looks quite likely, but the size, again, it's mission impossible to figure out. I believe that they are going to go for another 50 basis points if things remain as they are now. If the things start changing significantly, then they will review all their policies. So basically, the markets will return to its fundamentals, the key drivers. And this is going to be the most important influence to the market movements. Expect pre-election and post-election increased volatility. Be careful when you enter the trades because it could be tricky, it could be dangerous. Apply all the necessary risk policies, protect yourself, but wait first to see how the market will react initially and then jump into trades. And then when it returns to its main drivers, it will be much easier to find the proper way and just continue trading. And that will be all. Thank you very much for your attention. And see you soon again in some new events. Thank you.